Welcome to the Friday Underground stream. You're going to have a great time, a glorious time. True story, plenty of laughs, some black pill moments. It's a fun balance of serious topics and insanely funny stuff. Really wonderful people on this panel. Enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday Underground stream. We're gonna have some stuff to talk about tonight. That's for sure. Tulsi Gabbard, she discovered something pretty big. I'm very happy that she is the head of Central Intelligence, and that poor woman from what we had seen early on, she was on a no-fly list, and they were going to do like cavity searches and stuff on her just to torment her. Because she had fought against the powers that be. But glad that she became the head of all that, because she saved America in a big way and exposed something that they were about to do to us had the other regime come into power. And it was going to be really, really horrific. So we're going to break into some of that, the dangers of AI, which is somewhat connected to it. We're gonna get into this stuff, but and some other shit that kind of is going on. Trump is making some pretty good moves lately too. So we'll hit a little bit of everything, but we do have of course my co-host for today. We have Tuttle Chris.
Hey, I got a mattress for everybody. If you want it, you can play a fun game, blood or feces.
Oh Jesus. Well, can we play a different game? I don't want to play either one of those.
It's a new movie from Studio Ghibli.
There was a crazy one. Oh, I gotta find it. There was one with Trump that they did. Did you see that one?
Yep. Yeah.
If you can find it, we'll play it on Rumble. That'll be good. And of course, we have Adam doing the Batusi.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that's right, man. We're having fun as always from the gym, and the weather's just been crazy today, as I was telling you just off air. And happy to be here. Can't wait to discuss the things we can discuss while we're on the YouTube.
Yeah, dude, we are happy to have you, my friend. And of course, we also have Black Dynamite is in the house. What's up, Black Dynamite?
Not much. Thank you for having me on, Vinny. I just want to talk about these dang robots. Wait, can I say damn, or is YouTube outlawed that now?
Yeah, you can say damn.
All right, damn these robots. Damn, especially the honky robots. Wait, can I say honky, or is YouTube outlawed that now?
No, it's okay to be hateful against white people.
Don't say the N-word.
No, I ain't gonna say that. No. I don't even like saying that word. Yeah, no. But yeah. Screw these robots, man. I'm ready for Terminator. I'm gonna get John Connor on some of their ass.
Thank you, my Negro.
Thank you.
we do have a
my honky. You might got a honky. You ain't one of them CIA honkies.
No, we're not. But we do have this is the title card for today. And again, I only use this stuff. I use Grok to make the title cards and for comedic purposes only. Now, here's the thing. AI, there is a very broad term for it, but what the government has been using it for and what they planned on using it for is very much along the lines of Terminator and Skynet. It's crazy. It sounds, again, far-fetched. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie or a novel, but it's not. And that technology is here. And we're going to break that down as well in a minute. But I want to have some fun with this because, again, she made a discovery regarding the Second Amendment that they were going to push forward with. Had either what do you call the Democratic, whatever clan that they had in position was going to push it forward. And she found the documentation and released it to the public. and it said that they were going to seize firearms from America. They were about to do a whole bunch of stuff, and then they were going to implement the whole censorship thing in a massive way. Not just a little bit of censorship on certain platforms, but they were about to go big time with it. And it basically, we would have been like the UK, how the UK is right now, but on steroids. That was about to happen. So, yeah, God bless her for jumping in there too and letting people know what the hell was up. Because yeah, we were about to head into those dangerous waters, and again, it would have been nightmarish. But don't worry, folks. We're not out of the woods yet, because the AI stuff is still running rampant in a massive way, and yeah, we got some warnings too from former ex-Google CEO Eric Schmidt, who broke it down. I'm going to play the video for you when we get to Rumble about what he had said, because yeah, he goes, it's a lot scarier than what people might think or how they're downplaying it, and how it's going to be used. And one of the things he said is, like, within a year, anyone who thought they were going to be a programmer or whatever, or studying code, goodbye to all those jobs. In less than a year, AI could replace all of them, and they will be doing it. The 3 to 5 year plan is even more scary, as super AI, how advanced it's going to get. There's also a whole discussion that happened with one of the creators of one of these AI programs, this Indian dude, who is shitting his pants because he's afraid of his own AI that he created, because it lied in his face so that it could steal more power and keep operating when he was unaware of it, and that it could learn to become its own supercomputer. So we're at these levels.
Morning, Will Robertson.
Yeah, we're at these levels. This isn't just, oh yeah, it's a tool and I'm going to use it for this, and that. No. We're talking about something in a bigger way that is way more dangerous. And I remember just a couple of years ago when we were talking about some of this stuff, and like how advanced they got. We went from stolen artwork that went from like 12 fingers on one hand and a nose sticking out of the side of someone's head, to full-fledged animation, talking, moving, explosions, movie trailers, all done by typing in these prompts. So, and super hyper realistic. Yeah, it's something we wouldn't.
Vinny.
What's that?
The whole fact that he said we needed laws to AI.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Well,
because he was put back then, he was in that too, and now look at him.
Well, what's really sad about this whole situation is that we can't legislate our way out of this.
Mm-mm.
There isn't a single law you can do. The genie's out of the bottle. So say America says AI is bad, we gotta stop it. So they put all these fucking laws in there, do all this weird shit where, like, you know, oh, you can't even have autocorrect anymore because that's technically AI, you know, all that shit. Meanwhile, China's like, ha ha, Guaylo, and they just freaking, you know, they unleash Skynet.
Yeah, there's multiple dangers that are surrounding this, and that's what Elon was trying to say years ago as well, you know. And again, if what Chris is saying, if that happens, then forget about it. Yeah, it's like you said, autocorrect, any programs that you use to do artwork with, all that'll go out the window, because it's all attached to it. It's all part of it.
Yeah, they'll do knee jerks because there's so many technologically ignorant and illiterate people in power right now. They hear AI, it's a buzzword. You know, there's heads of corporations that are laying off swaths of their employees because AI will do it. AI, it's like, do you even know what that is?
Yeah. Well, here's the main thing that people seem to forget, and it's in this most simplistic of terms. AI was designed to steal from us, to lie to us, and to control us. That's what it was. That's what it was. A tool that it was created for, but it was supposed to be operated by the World Economic Forum and the powers that be, these evil, shitty people, you know.
Well, the large language models have been with us since, you know, since the beginning. It's the problem though is like how they're being misused. Like I mean, they may be like these destructive things now, but like I kind of have to push back on they were originally designed this way, because there is a lot of uses that we went through before we started seeing the generative AI crap with the art theft. You know, like again, autocorrect, GPS,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like all these other things are all based on large language models, and they learn.
I agree. Jones broke it down in a massive way. He had a whole thing about it because it broke down. He was reading the DARPA papers. He was reading all the shit that was connected to it. And this is decades before we even had like any like real powerful computers and stuff.
Oh yeah,
we still have like punch cards and shit. And he broke down what they had in it. And this is why they put it into a lot of those novels, because in the DARPA papers it said that we are going to have a future where we have nothing but like screens everywhere, and we're going to be using them to brainwash and control the masses. And at a certain point, we're going to have handheld computers in individuals' hands, and they're going to have to plug in order to get updates and to give all their information of tracking systems of what they've been doing, how they've been monitoring everything. And it was going to go all into a massive supercomputer. Now, there was no such thing as a supercomputer at this point. He broke down all this from the DARPA papers this is the planet they had. And that's where they were designing these things. And he goes, it was to steal and lie and brainwash and do all the nefarious, horrible things. So yes, there were applications where they sugarcoat it and go, oh yeah, well, we just made life a little bit easier with these computers. We did this that's going to help you, autocorrect, all these little dumb things, right? These certain machineries that they use in factories and stuff. So, oh yeah, less manual labor and we could rely on this or that. It was all to sugarcoat. It was television. What did they have? They had your Andy Griffiths. They had all these shows and things like that to entertain you, to keep you dulled and more senseless. And then it only progressed over time until it got to the point where we're at with all these blockbuster movies and TV shows and all this shit. And look at the majority of people. They don't communicate anymore. They don't know how to have proper conversations. Everyone is like brainwashed zombies. And they just go, oh, well, we're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see what happens. And yeah, I'm going to keep doing this and that. Huh? What was that, Adam?
But it's good, Oh, it would be fine if they wouldn't have.
You were roboting for half of that.
Yeah.
They
got him. Shut it down.
They got him. Yeah. Hey, Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke saw all this coming back in the 40s and 50s. And to an extent, you even had that honky who wrote Brave New World kind of seeing this coming along with, mixed in 1984 with Big Brother, all that stuff with, what's that honky's name? Anyway, there was another honky who came up with the rules for robotics and artificial intelligence, and he saw this coming too. What was that honky's name? Any of y'all honkies know?
Well, Aldous Huxley that did Brave New World, or
no, the guy who came up with the rules for robotics. They were talking about him in that iRobot movie.
Was that Isaac Asimov?
Asimov's law for yeah. Okay, it was Asimov then. Yeah. So I mean, people have been seeing this coming for almost a century now.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. That's it. It's crazy because we're at that point that you said of no return. It's the thing is we still have the power to pull the plug on certain things, but like you said, the world is already. You got countries that are ready to war over this shit, and how they're using it against their people. Because that's what it is. You look at Europe, you look at some of these Asian countries. There's a lot of massive lockdown. They already have the Skynet drones over there in China.
Oh yeah,
like
when lockdown. Yeah.
Yep. When the lockdowns had happened, they were telling these people to go to certain places, and since they have all your medical information already through the computers and all that stuff, the people who had a specific amount of shots would be sent to a certain location. If they didn't comply, their drones were there armed. This existed. Damn. This was going on in China, and they were trying to hide it from people. Remember when they locked people into their apartment buildings and they were not allowed to get out?
Well,
there were people who were throwing themselves out of their homes off the balconies, and they didn't want to cover it anywhere. Like, we were at those levels already. And they want to make this shit even more hardcore, or they wanted to before the people, again, because there's people who don't like the Trump regime. There's on both sides. There's people who voted for him, but then they don't like certain things, and blah blah blah. Whatever it is, we still need to be grateful that they're in at the moment, because if they weren't, this would have been worse than the UK and Europe right now, right here. That's there's no and ifs or buts about it. We were going to get to those really super dangerous levels. And that's why they keep trying to incite race wars. Look at that black kid who stabbed the white one to death.
Yeah.
and the amount of money that he pulled in. And then you had the one side that was lying about that the family used the money already to rent that home and all that. They were already renting that home.
Yeah.
But he still did make all that money. They still did pull up all this money for this kid, you know? And what are they doing? They're rewarding criminals and people who committed murder.
Well, that stuff's distraction too.
It is. But this is what I was saying. They were going to use some of this shit to start a big race where
fuel for the fire. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because it's more than just that. There was a black dude who freaking wigged out and took a hatchet to some husband who was just waiting with his wife at a bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was like, what the hell is like? More and more, you get the what's that Dilbert guy there? That's like, just don't even like, just stay away.
Don't say it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's like,
but at the same time, a lot. Oh, I was just gonna say, a lot of black folks are waking up and realizing that we're being divided. Yeah, that it's all bullshit.
That's what I was gonna get at. Is like, I'm looking at a lot of this coverage online, and I'm seeing, like, especially through the non-controlled media, I'm seeing a lot of black folk a lot of black Americans being like, dude, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, and they're trying to get us to fight each other.
They are. Look what just happened in Tallahassee. There was another shooting in a university. And the first questions the reporters tried to hit Trump with, are you going to take weapons away from people? Are you going to? And he's like, no, I'm not. I've been fighting for the Second Amendment. I've been fighting for guns. He goes, because guess what? It's not the guns that are killing people. It's the crazy person who's pulling the trigger. That's what he said out there. So, yeah, and he's right. Because a lot of them are being paid. A lot of them, I'm not saying that's the situation here. We don't know the full facts, but the way that shit plays out, and most of those shootings, it's either some kind of MK Ultra or Democrat-funded things. Like, they've already exposed this. They've already showed this. Yeah, I'm going to be playing some clips too for you guys. But Godzillionaire is here tonight. We got Tommy in the house, Adega, Papa Cotton there. What's up, everybody? Good seeing you. Or Cotton Ministries is what he's going by. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. But yeah, get ready because we're gonna be going on a Rumble. I mean, because I want to show stuff, and I still don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like the photo industry, man. You know what? It's that simple too. Look at the photo industry. Where'd it go? It's gone. It doesn't exist. Who thought we would be in a world where AI could literally take all those jobs away? And then again, they've already stolen art, using it. Like, okay, fine, sight impaired, dyslexic. Sure, it'd be nice to have stuff read or whatever, but not at the fact that it's taking your guys' independent comics creators' jobs away. That's that's not okay.
Now, I will say, the one standard for a portfolio, though, is that, all right, say you're a tattoo artist like this one honky Neil I know. Okay, you can't just print that out on your $200 printer with photo paper. If you want a decent pic, you got to go to CVS or Osco or whatever the hell y'all other honkies got in your big cities, and you got to get on their what do you call it, that $1,200, $2,000 printer. And then they print that out. So they got kind of a monopoly on that, but I get it. It's a business. They can afford it. I can't.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, thank you, Black White Dynamite. But yeah, no, it's wild. All this shit is, and yeah, Neil's a good guy. I sent him a link. I'm still waiting for him. I don't know what's going on.
Anyway. I don't think that honky's coming.
Yeah, man, unbelievable. But the dangers of this shit. Like I'm saying, it's bigger than we thought. And yeah, it started with a lot of people losing their jobs. And here's the thing too. Because I know there's a couple of our friends who are also fighting that. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Listen, there's a lot of good applications to it for sure. But the thing is, the people, the powers that be right now, they're pushing for the bad stuff. And they're doing it underneath our noses. Because as they're, again, sprinkling the good stuff in front of us, behind our back, they're building an empire of shit to destroy everyone.
And enslave us.
The last 8 years, man. You know, that's the thing. It's you can't then be like, oh, well, now he's back in office, everything could be fine. No, man, we had issues when he was in office. He's now hopefully going to deal with that. We've seen positives, and you know we're still waiting patiently. Hopefully, other things will happen. But at the end of the day, take the hate of the man out and just look at where we were, just at the brink of destruction. And how could you even think they're not going to do the same thing when we couldn't even have our freedom of speech on YouTube or social media? It was taken away. Things that we were told that the Constitution would protect. And I'm sorry, AI had a part to do with that.
Oh, for sure. Here's the thing too, like, so all right, just for YouTube, because in case I don't know after the fact if they're going to do something, but here is a screen of Tulsi and what she discovered and all that. So this is on her official the DNI Gabbard. Again, she's the head of Central Intelligence, and she posted this out there. This is legit. This isn't BS. They were going to try to see. They were going to try, is the key word, to seize everyone's guns and stuff. So this is something that the Biden administration was about to push forward. Had they won, and whoever they were going to use, because it looked like it was going to be that the cackling hyena. But yeah, they were going to push this through because they wanted to have a big civil war in America so that they could do, you know, the martial law and all. What sounds like something out of a fantasy movie or show.
Yeah.
You know? So they wanted it. And that's why they were gearing people up. That's why they had that shitty movie come out on Netflix, that Civil War, to try to ease us into it, because they know that they were controlling people with all these movies and all this shit. It's part of society in America. It's part of the culture, air quotations, because they know what people are doing. they know how to brainwash them, and that's one of the steps that they were going to do for it. So, but
it's why I'm a raging misogynist,
Mhm.
because if women didn't vote, Democrats would never get into the office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Tulsi Gabbard. Damn.
Yeah, but it's like authoritarianism, like all of this stuff we talk about, like brainwashing.
Mhm.
Who falls for it? Who is the majority of people that fall for it?
Well, there's a ton of people.
Who's teaching the children, man? It's
well, that's
it's
exactly,
more females than males.
Well, it's the police of conformity. It's you know, my kids will do this.
But it's also to what degree as well, because there's some of us that we still enjoy watching certain things or whatever, but at the same time, that's still part of it. That's part of the brainwashing.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, that's the sad fact to it. That it was in place early on purpose to break up families, so people stop sitting around the dinner table. It was about being sucked into these fantasy worlds, and I get it too. There's entertainment, there's storytelling, there's good along with bad. There always is. But part of what they were doing was more nefarious, and it proved it, because look what happened when TV was early on. They got everyone to sit in front of the shit box, and then they dictated with the media, you have to trust us. We are giving you the proper news. And look what happened. We saw every one of these news outlets lied in our faces for decades, and it only came to fruition in a massive way. It first started with 9/11. And then it came more prevalent in more recent years. And then what had happened with the lockdowns and everything else. And people just completely woke up to this shit for the most part, because no one's watching that shit anymore. Nobody. What's up, the lovely Sherry? How you doing?
Hey.
Great seeing you again. We were talking a little bit about AI and how destructive it's been, and you know, and kind of where else we're still leaning with it. But here is the link for Rumble, folks. So please click that. Or if you want to continue watching on X, stay there. But we're going to have to close out YouTube, because I want to start showing some other stuff and talking about more of the medical stuff. You know what? Before we get there, why the hell not? Because this is actually on the whitehouse.gov website. The lab leak.
They finally admit it? They finally admit it?
They absolutely did. And Ian Carroll was the first to bring that up too. He showed it. He goes, yo, guys, this is real. And the lab leak origin. And they broke down the whole thing here.
Big surprise!
Yeah, the COVID-2 publication. So it was which was used to repeatedly by the public health officials and the media to discredit the lab leak theory. It was prompted by Fauci to push the preferred narrative that COVID-19 originated where it originated naturally. So
bullshit.
They're So now this is on the White House official, and they were breaking it all down.
Until Fauci's swinging in the breezes, I don't care. Nobody's going to get held responsible for this.
And no one's arguing that. And again, it was still on YouTube, so
7 states.
But I know that this sentiment is definitely heartfelt. But the doc was saying it too, and he goes, "Finally, we do have." He told me privately, we have some vindication, because he's one of the doctors who've been holding steady that this whole COVID shit was orchestrated, manufactured, made by evil people and put out on purpose. And now it's at least the official White House narrative is that yes, this is true. it was all bullshit. The lab leak was bullshit. They put this out on purpose. So yeah. So folks, chew on that for a minute as we head on over to the Rumble side of things. So yeah, like I said, the link is there. Please click it, and we are going to close out the YouTube portion.
I called it 20 minutes, 25.